Nancy Cordes joins me now from Capitol Hill. So Nancy, we know more votes are expected in the Senate today after Republicans' first attempt to repeal and replace Obamacare failed last night. Tell us what comes next in the process, though.
Well, the Republicans are using this budget process known as reconciliation, and that's something they're doing so that they can try to pass this measure with just 51 votes instead of the typical 60. But what this process allows for is unlimited amendments from both Republicans and Democrats. So that's why you're going to see hundreds, perhaps, of votes over the next few days in what's frequently described around here as a vote-a-rama. So you'll see that vote-a-rama really begin in earnest today with lots of different amendments from both sides. Democrats trying to trip the Republicans up, various Republican senators offering amendments that they hope will make their plan better. There's still a tremendous amount of doubt, Anne-Marie, about what plan Republican leaders are really aiming for at the end of the day, especially now that the latest, greatest replacement plan that they put forward went down in flames last night with 9 Republican senators voting against it. And it's also unclear whether even what's known as skinny repeal, something that Republicans have been talking about lately, where they just repeal little chunks of Obamacare, like the individual mandate, the employer mandate, some taxes. It's unclear whether Republicans will go for that either, because no one has really analyzed what that would do to the nation's healthcare system, and there's a lot of concern about the unintended consequences.
Vote-a-rama, skinny repeal. It's like you need a supplemental section of the dictionary for the
Right.
new words that are popping up here. You talked about the bill last night. It needed 60 votes to pass. It fell well short of 50. Is that a bad sign for the Republicans?
Yes, especially because the Senate parliamentarian has been ruling that certain things that Republicans had wanted to do using this reconciliation process actually can't be done by reconciliation, that really don't fall under the rubric of a budget measure and therefore need to be held to that 60-vote standard. Well, that's virtually impossible for Republicans to do. They only have 52 senators, so even if they all hang together, they're never going to hit that threshold. So you could see a lot of Republicans essentially spinning their wheels for the next few days, offering a lot of measures that simply can't pass before Republican leaders swoop in with some kind of amendment at the end that represents sort of their best option, the thing that they think is most likely to get Republican votes. But you heard John McCain say on the Senate floor yesterday that he doubts that it will prevail, that he has deep concerns about the party's legislation, and he's not the only one. So we're still in a really big holding pattern here, Anne-Marie, even as protests pop up all around the Capitol, egged on by Democratic senators who are telling activists that this is the time to fight.
Speaking of John McCain, he made a dramatic return to the Senate floor. He gave an impassioned speech imploring lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to work together, received a standing ovation from his fellow senators. What are you hearing from lawmakers about their reaction to his speech?
Well, I think there are a lot of senators who feel that what he said needed to be said. You have a lot of people who have been here for a long time who feel that the Senate has really gotten away from its traditions, from its reputation for compromise, for being the cooling saucer of democracy as it's known. And in John McCain's heyday, that's really what it was. He was part of this sort of moderate gang of 14 from the right and the left that worked out deals to a lot of thorny issues, and that was something to be applauded and admired, and it often isn't today. And he was making the argument that particularly in his own party, it isn't admired, and it should be. So it was sort of a no-holds-barred kind of speech where he told his colleagues, look, don't listen to all those outside voices who are pushing us to our respective corners. They're just trying to make money off of these extreme arguments. We need to focus on getting things done for the American people, and we sure aren't getting things done for the American people when we stay in our corners and don't compromise.
Right, and he backed those words by immediately voting in favor of moving forward and beginning debate on the health care bill. Nancy Cordes, Capitol Hill, thank you so much.
You're welcome.